Hello guys, and welcome to Ride VIP The Righteous channel. My name is Serge, and in today's video I would like to talk to you guys about the latest job that I got. So I basically got hired as a service technician slash mechanic in an actual car dealership for Chrysler Jeep Dodge, and today was my first day. In the last video I basically recorded and I talked about that I got the job and that you get all kinds of free tools with it and stuff like that. Well, in today's video I want to basically say that like what to really expect, what kind of tools you actually do get, what you don't get, what you need to bring and stuff, or in this sense, what do I need to bring. But in case you're watching this video, there's a very good chance you either follow my channel and you want to basically get updated on kind of like what I'm doing, or maybe you're getting started at a car dealership, maybe Chrysler Jeep Dodge, and you kind of like wondering what is the first day like, what to expect and whatnot. So in this video I'm going to explain like all of those things. So let's get started. So they said come in, which today is a Wednesday, and they said it's gonna be like a half day. So they said we're just gonna do some paperwork, we're just gonna get you with one of our with our shop foreman, and he's gonna basically just show me the ropes and stuff, kind of like that kind of thing. So of course they're going to be getting me trained on all the systems and everything before they're gonna let me just start taking on customers and that kind of thing. So today I end up working from 8 a.m. till noon. So they only put me with the service technician. He's the shop foreman named John, really cool guy. So he was basically like working with me. I'll tell you what, the 4 hours that I worked did not even seem like 4 hours, which I'm like really surprised. Also I had to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, just because it's an hour drive, sometimes like hour and 10-minute drive could be. So I want to give myself extra time to drink coffee and whatnot like at home. And it's an hour commute, so you want to make sure you wake up early. So right now it's noon, so I've been awake for slightly over 6 hours now. Feel fine, do not feel tired, like nothing. So the 4 hours that we did work went fairly quickly. If the rest of the day went like that, it would be fine. So I end up asking questions, obviously. So they have like these systems that they end up using. Some of the stuff is proprietary type of software that has to be with the dealership, that I'm not gonna disclose any of that stuff. But there's a process of you like performing all of the services that you have to do, and it's really important to get paid. Now, with that being said, since I was told that I do not need to bring any tools or a toolbox will be provided for me, which is true. Two big, I think like one of like an 8-inch and possible like a 50-inch box that's got provided to me. It doesn't have any tools in it. I was told it's gonna be full of tools. You can just use those tools. You don't have to bring any of your own stuff. So I thought, hey, great. I do have the tools, but obviously I have to bring it in. So that's awesome. Well, that's a little bit misleading. There is tools, but all of these tools belong to various members of the staff when it comes to the service technicians. Yeah, you could run around the shop and borrow tools, but who likes that, right? Not a lot of people's gonna really like that. Now, of course, the shop foreman say, hey, you could borrow some tools here and there, but if you end up using it more than once, it's a good idea to buy one. But anyways, I asked about bringing my service cart and my mechanic's tool cart. He's like, yep, bring everything you got. Like, it's gonna definitely help you. Because those two big boxes is going to be empty, and then of course stuff that I bring, it's going to help me do the job, right? It's a good thing that I have all the tools. But when I was I was told that there was all the tools. I kind of thought, okay, they probably have all the sockets, they'll probably have like the wrenches. That's it. I'm probably not going to have any impacts or any air tools. But I have battery operated impacts and stuff like that. So I kind of figured, okay, I'm just gonna bring that stuff in. That way I could remove, lug nuts and any like heavy duty bolts, and I could work faster. Because the faster you work, the more you get paid. Because if you could complete the job quicker, well, you still get paid for the same amount what it says by the book. So you go by like old data. So they call them like flat rate mechanics. So right now I have the hybrid model, so I'll get my hourly, but I'll also get my flat rate as well, for I guess like whenever I'm working on flat rate, and of course I have to do all that kind of stuff. But anyways, so here's kind of some of the things that may or may not concern you. You might be thinking about this kind of stuff. So I was thinking about, okay, I still want to buy myself an extra service cart, and I would like to get my mechanic's tool cart, even though I have that stuff at home for the shop. And I'm thinking it would be a lot easier if I could just take it brand new in a box, bring it to my shop, to the shop, and assemble it there. Would it be allowed? Yes, it's allowed. And I asked them, I said, can I just bring it in? If something, I could assemble it like after work. They're like, yeah, of course, by all means, bring it. So then I asked about like various tools that I need to bring. Like I'm talking about like besides like wrenches and sockets and pliers and whatnot. There's certain tools that help you, let's say like replace the serpentine belts or the fend clutches or bleed the brake system and stuff. Yeah, like definitely would help to bring that stuff in, and like anything. So basically any kind of tools I got, it's a good idea to bring them in. So with that out of the way, what tools are provided by the shop? So the specialty tools out of the parts departments, they're provided. So anytime I need that, I just go and I'll get that. And like these special machines, let's say like an oil change machine, like it's a whole big machine that will take old oil out. Like I'm talking about like old transmission fluid out and replace it with new transmission fluid. There's the same thing for the brake fluid, and the same thing goes for the power steering fluid and stuff like that. So it's just empties out the whole system, so it makes your job a whole lot quicker, a whole lot easier. So they have those machines and bunch of other stuff, including there's also an alignment machine there, which is kind of cool. Also, one of the things I was really curious about, I'm like, hey, is that okay if I could, after work or maybe like on a weekend if I'm not working, if I bring in my own car and I service my own car? And yes, that's okay. And another thing that was something that I was kind of like wondering about. So immediately I went to the shop and I'm like, wow, Mercedes G-Wagon inside of the shop. I'm like, cool, we get to work on those. So some of the used inventory that they have on their property, so they would get service there as well. So that means we can service it. Also, one of the things that I found out that right now it's very difficult to get parts for the dealerships because of the strike. So that means they have to work with suppliers, or if suppliers doesn't have it, like Amazon, eBay, anywhere that you could get the parts. So they have to do that. So, and also customers can bring their own parts. It just may not be warranted, because if the dealership supplies the part, it's going to get warranty on it. But if the customer supplies that part, then obviously there's going to be no warranty on that part. And of course the work cannot be warranted because of that part failing. It could be like an aftermarket part. So yeah, found out like a lot of different stuff. So now I know that when I come in to work next time, which will be tomorrow, I'm gonna load up my mechanic's toolbox, load up a service cart, and I'll go ahead and bring that in. That way I could use it. I might actually even bring 2 service carts in, because I already have a big service cart at home, and I really technically don't need to have an additional one. But I think that's gonna make me a little bit more efficient when I'm doing my job. But anyways, I really enjoyed being there. I really enjoyed the environment. The shop was nice, open and airy. It was clean, very tall ceilings. When you enter the garage door, it automatically goes up. automatically goes down. So I thought that's really cool, especially when in the wintertime you have to get out of your vehicle, you don't have to open the garage door, close the garage door. So that stuff is automatic, so it's very helpful. Also, they allow you to bring a fridge, you can bring your own water cooler if you want, like, so that's very helpful. So I will end up doing that. One of the things that I really appreciated and really enjoyed, they have their own Starbucks machine there, so you could like make your own coffee, any kind of coffee you want. So that's cool. I'm glad that we're allowed to use that. It's not just for the customers. The mechanics, everyone that I met, they were extremely nice. They were friendly. Everybody seemed like they were great people, and the management as well. So that was like really easy process. And lastly, I would like to say is that this was kind of like out of the blue decision for me to get hired by a shop. Part of the reason that I made this decision is because locally, Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge is building a brand new dealership. And I thought, when it opens up, I would like to work there, because a lot of the Chrysler products, because it was Daimler Chrysler and they dealt with Mercedes, a lot of them, they have Mercedes engines, transmissions, computers, like a lot of the stuff is the same. And I'm already familiar with that stuff because I've been just DIYing this stuff at home. So I think that's going to be really exciting for me to be able to work on some familiar stuff and then some unfamiliar stuff, and that will allow me to challenge myself and allow me to be able to grow and get certified to do even more stuff. And I think it's going to be an interesting experience. I'm going to try to figure out, like, okay, look, I like this DIY stuff myself as a hobby, or will I like it if it's professional, So I think this will help to answer the question. But I'm thinking, like, look, if other days is going to go similar to what today went like, I'm going to really enjoy it. But today obviously was not challenging at all because technically they did not expect me to really know anything. But I participated in it 100%. Anytime there was like something and we had an issue, I was observing stuff, and actually I was able to catch one of the problems that the vehicle came in with, because I have a good eye when it comes to pay, like attention to detail. So I was able to catch that really quick. And so yeah, I'm really happy about that because I did not look like a complete noob. This whole process, just working there, just being there, did not feel overwhelming. I was not intimidated by anything. I don't know whether this just came from experience or what, but I did not feel like this was like somehow I was like, oh, like I'm worried about like working there. I'm actually really excited about getting in there and solving some issues and doing the diagnostics and replacing parts that need to be replaced. So yeah, another thing I noticed, and I really liked that the service technicians was really honest about what's getting replaced, and they were not just trying to throw parts in people's cars and have them spend unnecessary money. So if they see something they want to recommend as a replace, they'll recommend it, but they would not recommend it like if it doesn't need it, So that was good. So I think I'm going to actually enjoy working there. And once the dealership opens up locally, for me, it's only going to be like 11-minute drive versus 1 hour and 10 minutes. Oh yeah, and another thing, since they said like I get to work from 8 to 5, that is basically what they expect everybody to work, like 8 to 5. But if you want to work overtime, they got it. I can stay there till 8 o'clock if I want to. That's when they would close. I could come in there at 6 a.m. if I want to. So that is good. That means I could sometimes just leave early and just work away. And I really like that I'm able to service my own vehicle like after work, because sometimes I need that done. I'll be able to have a professional setting. Now, something that I'm a little bit unsure of, at least at this point, I did talk to the service, the shop foreman. And I asked them about making videos about like stuff that I'm doing. They're like, like wait a couple months, before you do that. Like, I may have to really get it like okayed and stuff, but I don't think they're really too fond of somebody doing that because liability reasons, So, I was hoping that can be a setting for me to sort of kind of have like my own YouTube studio kind of, like where I'm working on cars and continuing doing like what I was doing on my Simulator Garage channel. I think I could get them okay with some stuff because look, if there's something that they don't want me to show, like for instance, like customers' tag numbers, okay, obviously I will not show that anyways, but I will not show that for those type of reasons. And if there's something that they don't want me to share that's proprietary information about the car dealership, then I'm not gonna share that. Obviously, I do want to follow the rules. But I would like to be able to at least record time-lapse videos and explain the problem that the vehicle came in with, the solution that I found. Not necessarily create DIY style content, but to be able to explain what it needed, what tools needed for the job, things of that nature. And I guess lastly, I want to say about the diagnostic software. Like, if you have your own scan tool, that would be great. You could definitely bring it in and use it. You will be provided sort of like this little, like, it's a Bluetooth, I guess, / Wi-Fi. They say Wi-Fi, but it's an OBD2 reader, so you plug it in and then it talks to the computer. So you could have that information accessed on your phone, iPad, and a computer, which is really cool. So you're able to program keys and diagnose everything with that little thing. So one will be assigned to me at a later point, probably like within a week, once I've been working there. But I can bring my own, which is kind of cool. So I do have my own launch unit that I'll just bring in, and I'll end up using that. And they will be setting up a computer for me, but I could also use my own computer, and of course that little OBD2 diagnostics reader that plugs into, talks with Wi-Fi. I can just get it to talk to my I could set up an iPad, but I think in this situation, I think having a laptop, I mean, probably not gonna be ideal for everybody, but I have a MacBook Air, which is light, thin, 13-hour battery life. So I think I could easily, like set it, let's say like on a seat, and when I'm diagnosing stuff, like, and not really worry about it dropping or like destroying my iPad. I mean, iPad probably would work better, right? But like, I'm thinking with everything that I have to do and I have to like get on the computer and stuff like that, I think if I have it all under like one system, I'm logging in on my laptop, I am doing all the diagnostics, just kind of like everything right there would probably help. And a lot of the note taking I'm doing, it's on the computer anyways. So we'll see. So I guess this is all I'm going to talk about right now. I think I covered a lot of the first day stuff. There's going to be other stuff that I'm going to talk about, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow about like whatever else I find. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Feel free to ask any questions or comments, and I will explain them to you guys best I can in the next video or whatever. I guess one thing I'm gonna leave you with this, guys. I mean, I understand this is a rideshare channel, right? And I'm not gonna be sharing too much information when it comes to my work. I'm just sharing it with you guys right now because this is something new that I'm doing. And I will mention this again. I do still plan to work on the weekends doing rideshare. If I have like, let's say like availability that day or whatever, I plan to do that. And I may work sometimes after work. Like, let's say like I'm clocking out at 5 p.m. and I need to go home. I'll just put destination mode and I'm gonna head home and I'm gonna use Lyft, because my car does not qualify for Uber, the one I'm gonna be using. So I'm gonna, use it where destination mode going home, and then do it that way. So I think that's gonna help with compensating me for some of the fuel. And also on the way to work, I may end up putting destination mode to work and see if I could just take somebody there. But I think for that reason, I would need to leave my home a lot earlier. Like I'm thinking about maybe wake up at 4 a.m. and just come available. Just basically just come available. Maybe not even destination mode, just come available, and just do some trips until I make it down to the dealership, and basically just do that, and then I'll see if it's worth it for me or not to do that, or just maybe destination mode to the dealership and that's it, begin working. But I'll have to see whether or not this makes sense or not. I think it makes sense, at least for the drive portion of it. So I may end up doing that, but I'm really happy that I got this job, because this is now a solid job where I'll get paid better than I can on Lyft and Uber, while not necessarily quitting Lyft and Uber. I'm just gonna basically minimize when I work. And the good thing is I can continue doing my YouTube channels in the off hours, I guess. I mean, maybe if I record some videos at work, I could just edit them at home and post them. So that allows me to do that portion. And then of course, I sell a lot of stuff on eBay, so I could still continue doing that. If let's say something sold while I was at work, well, I could ship it next day. I'll just have to package it up when I'm at home, and maybe even that same day just take it to FedEx or something, because I would probably use FedEx in that case, because they could accept packages up until I don't know 10 or 11 p.m. Whatever that store is open, like Walgreens, so I could still do that. I also plan to become a reseller on eBay as well. I may stop by let's say Goodwill locations, find out stuff to resell, and list that stuff on eBay. Might do that as well. Additionally, I would like to find FBA, Amazon FBA type of product that I can launch and just ship it to Amazon and do all the shipping for me, and I could just sell it like that. So I'm trying to figure out other ways that I could use my time wisely while I'm at work. I just ship in whatever to Amazon, and anything sells there, I'm getting paid for it. So I'm gonna try to do. I just enjoy making money, guys. I really don't need to hustle like this, but I'm always looking at different ways of making money. And additionally, I guess this would be probably important to mention, I do have my own customers as well, and they come to me basically to my home, and I could service their vehicles as well, after work. And I actually have right now one that's at my shop at home, and I'm servicing. So you might be wondering, well, if I could buy and flip cars myself, and I could service cars for customers that I already have, why am I really getting a job? And there's many reasons for that. One of the things is stability. Why do I have Uber and Lyft job? Because I know I could get out there and I could just work and I could make money. So that's one reason. I know I could get out there and make money. So if I find a job that's just as good as Uber or Lyft or better, well, I think mechanic is definitely a better job for me, because I'm a skilled person. Then why not? I have a stability of that, and I can still continue on doing side hustles. If my side hustles become if I get more, but I've been declining work because I don't necessarily want to do those. But on the side, it's fine. But when I was doing Lyft and Uber, I'm thinking look, I'm not gonna make much more money when all said and done doing a side hustle than I would as a mechanic. That's why I still did Uber and Lyft. Just because there's a lot of time involved when you're fixing stuff and getting parts and things like that, So Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys, and thank you for staying with me an additional 5 minutes. I'll see you guys in the next video. So subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that like button. Thank you so much. Bye bye.